This is the craziest statement I've ever heard in my entire life. So guys, Kathy Hochul, governor of New York State, made one of the wildest statements I've ever seen in regards to what happened in Manhattan a couple days ago with the active suspect going around taking people out. Now, initially when that incident happened, as it was unfolding, we guys at work are reading the whole thing unfold on Citizen app and then on the news, and it seemed like that he was in the street popping people, but he wasn't. He in fact just went straight to the Blackstone headquarter building down on Park Ave. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 345 Park Ave. Now this building is massive. It's a building that takes up an entire city block, and it goes up 44 stories. So the suspect, walks into the building, takes out an NYPD officer who was on a paid detail or overtime, and he takes out the security officer, another guy who was down at the first floor as well. So he takes those two guys out, and then he takes out a third person, which is a chick, if I'm not mistaken. Her name was Hyman. I think it was Jennifer Hyman or Jessica Hyman or something like that, and he takes her out. But then he goes up to the 33rd floor and takes out another person. Now that person I'm going to discuss in another video, because I think this person that he took out had everything to do with the shooting. And again, that's a conspiracy theory. But after all of that unfolds, Kathy Hochul then goes out and says in a roundabout way that because the suspect had a concealed carry, this is why this happened. And she said that on CNN's Political Talk or Politics Talks or something like that. And when she said that, I was like, wait, what? So I had to go to the video. I read it on Twitter, and then I saw it in the news, and I had to Google it myself, and I'm going, no way did she say that. Now, Breitbart, they tried to disclaim that she said it, but she said it in the video that they linked it to, which was bizarre. I'm like, wait a minute. You're trying to sit there and say that she didn't say. She absolutely said that, and she said that like in a blurb. The fact, guys, that she is trying to say because he had a concealed carry, this is why he had that rifle. That's not. I didn't even it took me a while to comprehend what she was saying, because I'm like, nobody is that stupid. Kathy Hochul is absolutely that stupid. I didn't think she was that dumb, but she proved me wrong again. And she's the most moronic person. I could see AOC making a statement like that, not Kathy Hochul. Nonetheless, she makes the statement, and so now everybody's saying, how does having a concealed carry have anything to do with a rifle? First of all, in a lot of states, or at least a state like New York, those are two different permits. A long gun or rifle permit, and then a concealed carry for a handgun. You do not get a concealed carry for a shotgun or a rifle. Where the hell are you going to conceal that? Secondly, more importantly, the suspect, as he walked across the lawn, if you will, it wasn't lawn, it's concrete, but as he walks across this into the building, it's on his side. It's not in his pants, it's not under his jacket. He wasn't concealing it in any way, shape, or form. So there goes her whole concealed carry theory. Secondly, she tries to say that all states, this is her throwing this out there, which is dangerous, all states should have the same permit rules or laws, or the same gun laws, across the board, all 50 states. This is what this bitch is suggesting too in that video. So in the video, again, it's CNN's Inside Politics. I'm pretty sure you can look it up on Twitter or Instagram, whatever it is. You'll see where she says it, and then she talks about how we should all have a blanket gun rule, gun laws, gun restrictions. So again, guys, this thing just happened, and Kathy Hochul is like, this is why he was able to carry it. And carry it in New York State, again, he didn't care about the rules and regulations. People need to understand that rules and regulations, gun restrictions, do not work for criminals. Now, she's saying that because New York State is one of the largest states with the least amount of gun violence or gun deaths, the least amount, I'm like, yeah, but we're still like at 1,100 people passed away from gun violence. But she's like, because they're using that whole per capita nonsense. I'm like, all right. And listen, I get it. I understand that certain states like Kentucky, for example, or Missouri, which is really high. Missouri is at 1,500 gun deaths per year. And at least they're on deck for this year for doing a little more. So if that population was bigger, their gun deaths would be a lot higher. And I sort of get that. But still, we're still at 1,100. And the last few shootings I've seen, these people do not care about gun restrictions. The only people who care about gun laws and gun restrictions are the actual people who listen, right? Which I think we should stop listening, but that's a different discussion for a different day. Still, if the criminals are going to do what they're going to do, and she's bragging about 1,100 people not being a lot because it's still the lowest, that's still a lot of people. That's 400 more people dead in Missouri than in New York State, the whole state of New York, excuse me. And I get it. They use that per capita shit because it does make sense. If Missouri had the same population that we have, their gun deaths would probably triple the number that it is now. I sort of do understand that. But still, 1,100 people is not a drop in the bucket, at least in New York State. So she makes this comment, and now she wants, and listen, as soon as she floated that idea that all 50 states should be on the same gun laws, gun restriction, that's a problem because other politicians are definitely going to jump on board. Right, this Jeffrey Hakeem or Hakeem Jeffries guy, he's another one that's floating the same idea. He's like, this is because of gun violence. We need stricter gun laws. We don't need stricter gun laws. We need people to not do bad shit. And yes, psychological testing is not going to help. A lot of people throw that out there all the time. It does not help. People know how to play the game. Somebody who wants to off themselves with a gun is going to play that game. Somebody who wants to commit crimes or harm onto people are going to play the game. Psychological testing doesn't do anything. And stricter gun laws don't do anything. Stricter gun laws only means that people like you and I are going to have a harder time owning a gun versus a person who's looking to create havoc, mayhem, and harm. They're not going to listen. They're going to do what they're going to do. Other than that, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.